Hi and welcome to my playhouse and to the creepy basement. I have the smallest little video for you this Friday. So on the table here we have a battery balancer, and this is one of these battery balancers for 4 12-volt batteries. And this is a cool one because it has displays that shows the voltages of all the batteries that you connect to it. I was really expecting to have a way bigger video for you because we're gonna have this knife here. In the battery room where the inverter lives, I have this battery box from Yixiyang. I also call it YIX Energy because that's on here. But yeah, the off-grid garage called Yixiyang. It takes 16 cells, and I got 3 boxes over here full of cells. But there are supposed to be 4 boxes, and this is not Yixiyang's fault because they sent 4 boxes, but UPS decided to only deliver 3 boxes, and then I'm probably gonna get the last one tomorrow, Monday. So, but I'm filming in weekend, so yeah, it's not gonna get here. But I really wanted to see. I've never seen these cells real life, so I was gonna open. Magically, they came down into the basement here. They are really heavy, so I didn't really expect them to be that heavy, but of course they are. Come on, I have carried a lot of the other batteries, so so yeah, do expect a video on the Yixiyang battery DIY box. We have to put that together. So I am just curious. So as you can see, I haven't had these out, so you are seeing them as soon as I am. There they are. Okay, they look cool. Oh, just one of them is heavy. Oh, ow. This looks great. I've never seen this design before. Well, as it is the first one that I'm seeing, I have not actually seen any designs before, but usually it has just been a tab with a screw hole or something you put on top of it. So this is a bit different. And they have the QR code there in the middle. There. And these are the MB31. And each cell is 1004.8 watt hours, it says there. I can probably zoom in on that so you get a way better view than what I can see with my old eyes. You can see that MB31 cells. So yeah, so far I have 12 of those, and the box takes 16. So one-handed they are a bit. So yeah, we have that to look forward to next week. But this week we have these battery equalizers, and these are from the same company, both of them. This company here, and they make a lot of different battery balancers, equalizers, and these balances 8 batteries, so more or less it would take a box each. If I had gotten all 4 boxes, you could put 4 cells in each, and yeah, this will take a 48-volt battery. And this one is also from the same company, but this is a Bluetooth one, and it has the feature of it has a connector, and I kind of like the connector thing. It's kind of cool. You can put the balancer on, and you can kind of, I have the plug here, so I could connect this to a battery. and then I can connect this, and now it will be balancing. And when it has been balancing for a while, I could disconnect it and maybe not balance it for a month, and this would just sit on the batteries ready for next time that it needs balancing. Like that, just plug it in and it would be balancing. But the other boxes, and I really like this box. This is the box with the 4 displays in here, so I can see what's going on. So I get all the voltages, and I can physically just snap my finger. There's a little hole here, and inside there's a little microphone, and if there's a high pitched or high noise, it turns on all the displays and show the voltages, which is awesome. So what I did is, first thing, I got an extra cable from the nice company. I will be sure to leave the links in the description for both this company and the big DIY battery box. But I got an extra cable for this, and then I went to AliExpress, and then I purchased extra connectors. These weren't expensive at all. They were very, very fairly priced. And so I have plenty of connectors that I can put on cables, so I can make my own cables, which I will in this video. So this is the spare cable that I got, but I want to put a connector between the box here and the cable here. So I will be putting this connector on here and cutting all the connectors, and then putting this connector on there. And yeah, it will meet up with that thing. I do need to make sure that it's in the right order and stuff, but yeah, I'll go figure that out. And to figure that out, I have the manuals. This one is for the Bluetooth one. This one, that one, which already has the connector. And when I look at it this way, it looks like the most negative of the battery is to that side. So make sure of that. And then I have this one for this one. And it also looks like the most negative one is to that side. So I just have to put the connector in the same way as that one. Yeah, so just gonna make sure, according to the drawing at least, that is how it is, that you can see there's 12 volt, there's 24 volts, there's 36 volts, and then 48 volts. So the most positive out here, which is gonna be on this side, and yeah, and then they have, but then they put the wires in wrongly, because the positive and the negative should really have gone that way instead, but they haven't done that. So yeah, never mind, we'll fix that, because the most positive goes that way every time, and on this thing the most positive goes that way all the time. So I'll fix that. That's doable. But we need to cut the wires here. I'm gonna reuse these wires. I actually I did a bit of Googling, because I thought maybe I can just make my own wires here. And I was Googling to try and find these connectors here. And they are out there, but well, I think it was the red one is really rare. It's very difficult to get the red one. The black one I believe was more normal, that you could get that, but the red one was kind of, well, it wasn't really available, and nowhere near a price that was nice. So another thing, I can't put this in here because this is more or less, it's like everything is in epoxy inside of here. So I need to mount this connector on the outside. So I need these wires to come together. I need the wires to come together, and I need them to be long enough so that they can go onto this connector that I'm putting in. And I need to make sure that there's a little bit left over, so I'm gonna cut them somewhere like here. So we might as well get to that. It's not gonna go anywhere. So if the wires can go together, I can do it a bit shorter than that. So this is gonna be it. There we are. We are already modifying it. There, and then we just need to solder this connector on right there, and we're good to go. It's easy peasy. It's not gonna take any time at all. Sure it is, but yeah, blah blah blah. Gotta make it sound good. So we're gonna put this. So we're gonna put this one on. I'm gonna turn the soldering iron on. So I have this piece of heat shrink here. I'm not gonna worry about red and black here. I'm just gonna cut 8 pieces here. And as they're just going on here, they don't have to be very long, a centimeter or so. But I want them to be the same length-ish. So I want to make sure that there's 8 pieces in this, so there. Okay, I've cut those pieces, so now we need to remove the insulation of these, and I have this thingy that does that. So we're gonna take off a little bit. Not too much. This, I believe it's able to balance the batteries with about 10 amps. So the wires are a little bit beefy. So we need to make a good connection to the connector to not mess that up. So I need to remember to put the heat shrink on all the wires. I'm gonna be disappointing myself. And the last one here. Cool, that's done. And I'm gonna put some solder on here. I have the soldering on and it's now warm. So if you have batteries that needs balancing, this might be a good idea for you. If you don't have batteries that needs balancing, well, you don't have a need. This way you can balance multiple banks with just one balancer. So that's kind of a bonus thing. So I'm gonna put some solder on all of these as well, so they are prepared. This is not sophisticated at all. It's just soldering some wires to a connector, really. But yeah. There. There. And we'll put all this heat shrink in so that I don't forget it. So another little place where we could mess up is to put the connector in the wrong way. So I've been looking at how it's fitted over here because it needs to fit the exact same way. And then I have to remember to switch these around every time that I solder one on. So yeah, the black one needs to go on first, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to solder this on. And we're just gonna check if I did that right. Seems right. So next one. halfway, I'll do the rest. Okay, they're all in. So now I can put the heat shrink up and cover up my bad soldering. It's not too bad, it's fine. But it's not always, it doesn't always look that great. Sometimes you, especially one-handed trying to cover, yeah. Sometimes it's just not what you were hoping for. It's gonna do the job, it's fine. Fine. So we have the heat gun here. We're gonna try and make sure that good. And we need to make sure that this works. Oh, we have issues. Ugh. Okay, we have a bit of an issue. So when this, when I take this connector off, okay, if I can take this connector off there, and I put it back on, one of the connectors is coming out. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna take some super glue, and I'm gonna glue it a little bit, and then I'm gonna pop it back in. And be very quick at removing the connector again. Apparently I have heated it a bit too much. There. There's a bit of super glue on that. There. And remove that. Come on. Okay, it goes a bit tight. Okay, let's cheat and put a little bit of super glue on each of them. It should not go through to the connectors. If it does, we have a redo on our hands. We're gonna let that dry for a little bit. Might put it like that so the glue would go down instead. So yeah, let's give that 5-10 minutes. So while that is gluing, I'm making the other side of the connector. It just have to be like this one. So I'm just looking at this one, and I found that if I make it just like that one, it should be good. So we're just removing a little bit of insulation here on each of the connectors. It's not a lot, it's just a little bit. There. And then we screw that. These are screw terminals. So you just pop that in and then you fasten it with a screwdriver. It's so easy. These are actually really good screw connectors. It's like the technical ones where the bottom goes, it's lowers down, and then when you fasten it, the bottom comes up, and it makes a really good connection. It's the same as at least we get in our electronic cabinet for our house appliances, for the automatic fuses and stuff. I do believe I have one. I could probably just fetch that and you could see it a bit better. Here are those connectors, and if we take a screwdriver, you can see how it lowers the bottom of it, and you can now put a very big connector in there, We can do the same thing with the other one. And this connector is exactly the same, just way smaller. Okay, so now this connector is done. It should be able to be used with this one. Goes in very nicely. Comes out very nicely. A lot easier with the connectors where you can kind of pull on. And I think this is probably also, that needs a little bit more drying. So yeah, we're gonna give that another 5 minutes. Okay, I think it's an hour later, probably, like most. So will this work? Yep, it's fine. So I don't think the glue is very good. I think I need to get some new super glue. It doesn't dry up as it really should. Yeah, that would be very bad to have that glue actually work when the connector was on there. So yeah, that's not great. It's been an hour and it's still not completely good. Super glue industrial. Well, slow if you ask me. Let's go test this out. Okay, so when I wanted to show you this, I just disconnected it in here, directly from here, and I can just put that back on. But it's really the other one that we need to test. So we're gonna try and connect that. Let's see what happens. Let's make sure that we do get some voltages here. It seems to be working great. Right at first it didn't show some voltages that I liked. There was a 7-volt thing that I didn't like much. But this is awesome. If I get another 4 batteries, I can put on another connector and I can just move the balancer forth and back. And if I want to switch over and use the Bluetooth one, I can do that as well because it has the same connector. So yeah, that's kind of a cool result. And as you can see, they're very well balanced. They are, what are they? They are within 20 millivolts. So that's perfectly fine. So this is a smart one. Well, it's not actually smart. It just brags about what it's doing, which makes it smart. So when you're working with it, you can right away see if it's doing the job. I also have some here that are not bragging about what they're doing. So this one will do the job. It will balance 4 batteries, 12-volt batteries, but it doesn't show me any voltages. It's just supposed to do exactly the same as that one. It just doesn't show the result. So if I put a connector on there and made another one, I could have this work as a workhorse, and then once in a while I could put that one on and I can see if it had done a good job. And if it's doing a good job, I could just put this one back. These are a little bit more inexpensive than the one with the display, but well, when I purchased this way back when I was messing with lead acid batteries, I had 6 banks of 4 batteries of lead acid, and they had gone bad, and I was trying to save them, and I got these too late. So I messed up a lot of lead acid batteries, which was a bloody shame. But yeah, there's another possibility, and I must have 6 of these, so that would be great to use them for something. So that is it for this video, and next week I think there's a good chance that we're going to be building that DIY battery box and adding another 16 kilowatt hours of battery capacity to my solar panel system, home system. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.